how would I know I have subluxation and I need to, you know, see a chiropractor?
It's great. I go to a chiropractor for the last 23 years, 3 times in a row.
Although you are a chiropractor.
I go to... Yeah, check it out, man. This is your boy Akon, and right now you're tuned in to the Millionaire Student Show with my man, Sashin Govender.
Yo, it's Educator on the Millionaire Student Show.
Hi, I'm Ariani Celeste, and you're tuning in to the Millionaire Student Show.
What's up, y'all? Tune into the Millionaire Student Show with Andy Milanakis.
Yo, this your boy Soldier Boy, and you're tuned into the Millionaire Student Show with Sasha. Keep it locked right here.
Dr. Ben.
Hello, sir. Great to see you. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in.
I'm in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles right now, and it's kind of ironic that the last time I came out to Beverly Hills, I've been, you know, seeing a chiropractor, but not just the average chiropractor out there, someone who is basically, you know, so focused in health, but in different sectors in the health field, and, you know, 4 pillars to life, 4 pillars to mastery: health, wealth, spirituality, and relationships. And today we're going to be talking a bit about, you know, health, the 25% that actually makes up the 100% of mastery. And I'm actually with Dr. Ben in his chiropractic office here in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And, you know, most importantly, you know, a lot of my podcasts are based on the financial sector and, you know, on, you know, just going out there and getting people aligned financially, as well as educating them and giving them the belief, you know, the backbone of belief. Now I'm giving them the backbone of health. So I appreciate, you know, having me over. In a short paragraph, in a few seconds, how would you describe yourself? I know you're a chiropractor and you practice multiple different things in your practice, but how would you describe yourself?
I would describe myself as a human performance doctor. I want people to perform at their best internally, physically, so they can use their potential and their greatest power.
Yeah.
So that is my main focus here. So we use not just chiropractic, we use multiple modalities to get the best experience, because no 2 people are the same, and you can't be a Tylenol for everybody. So we bring our focus to making sure the person...
So I walk in for the very first time about a month ago. What do you look at? What patterns do specific individuals have that others don't? And how do you... I know you've got this track record of experience, but how do you know it?
Well, the visual cues tell me everything. I can tell so much about somebody's health, well-being, their mental state by their posture.
Yeah.
We know that even in business, when you go in to do an interview or when you're going to do a pitch, posture really relates.
Without a doubt.
So when I see people coming in through the door, the first thing I look at is posture. It tells me what is going on. So that's right off the bat. Once I get to talk to them, I pick up other notes of their tone, their energy, and from right there, I get a lot of information.
Yeah, it actually makes me, because of all the different consultations that I've been in, it makes me want to, you know, just sit up and I'm on camera right now. So
it's uncanny.
Yes. Yeah. How does chiropractic work, and why is it just so important? Because a lot of people, they focus so much in their health, and they think their health is, you know, if they get sick, they might just visit the doctor, or if, you know, they need to go visit the dentist. And not many people are actually focused on that factor of getting their body aligned, and most importantly, you know, one of the most important things in your body, your bones, which you really can't see.
Right.
It's not visible, so you really don't think it's important.
Exactly, and we kind of lose posture. And it doesn't matter how organic you eat, doesn't matter how much you work out, it really doesn't matter. What matters is your nervous system functioning, and your nervous system is in your spinal column, like you see right in there.
Yeah.
And It has the ability to communicate. So brain, body, you hear Deepak Chopra always talking about how the brain and body communicate. Well, chiropractic is one of the only professions out here that make sure that the brain and body structurally, neurologically work at their best. So when you're working at their best, you're really expressing true health, not just like you said, coming in here when you're feeling sick, or what I say, like in crisis, you're coming here to maintain. You don't look at your financials when it's all the way down. You're looking and checking every day, making sure that they're on track. We look at health that way. We don't wait for crisis to show up. Chiropractors, we make sure we maintain you, not through just pain, but through the good times too.
Yeah. And moving into that, how would you explain health care versus sick care?
Great question. Most people think most people go to a doctor usually when they're sick.
Yeah.
So they're looking to get sick care, and sick care is just in crisis. It's kind of, I'll relate this all back to business because it relates to when all the numbers start to go down, the charts start to go down, and we start getting.
That's when you know you have a problem, and that's when you start to find the solution.
Yes.
It's too late though.
It's too late.
Yeah.
The catch-up time goes up longer. And in your health, you could be sick, you can't afford to take a week, a month, 6 months for your health. So a true health care means you go when you're healthy. You go and you check, you get your, you come in for a chiropractor, what I call spinal hygiene or a spinal checkup, even when you're feeling at your best. We go to the gym when we're feeling great.
Yeah.
We eat well, and this is another part of making sure that your nerve system, your stress levels, all stay on track before you get into any crisis.
And people, they just don't understand that when something happens, that's when it costs you a lot of money. But when you start to take that money, that you meant to invest into your health when you're ill, and you start to break it up into a period of 12 months and 6 months, it'll never be as worse as it is, and it starts to build up, and just like business, debt builds up too.
Health builds.
Exactly, and I love saying you cannot complain when things are going good, when it's busy. You can't complain. But also at the end of the day, when things are going good, you also need to start questioning, how long is it going to go good for? How long will it last? Because, when someone hits their pinnacle, they have to come back down. That could be in finances, that could be in health, that also could be, in your relationships or spirituality. Once they hit that pinnacle and they come back down, and they go to their lowest point, when they come back up, it's always higher than where they were previously at. When they come back down, it's without a doubt. So at the end of the day, it's like finding that balance, but also, health, wealth, spirituality, and relationships. And, whilst you have success, whilst you have that wealth, whilst you have the finances, let it build up, but most importantly, align yourself. So with that being said, what is subluxation and how can it affect people's overall performance?
Got it. Most people don't know they have a subluxation. You've heard of a dislocation.
Most people don't even know the word first.
They don't even know. So I'm going to explain the word. You heard of dislocation?
Yeah.
Well, if your neck and spine dislocated, we'd be in big trouble. But we've all had falls. We've all had some kind of slip or something. We've all had some stress and accidents. And over time, whether it's playing soccer or football or gymnastic or horseback riding, our spine starts to lose its proper alignment.
Yeah.
That's where the bad posture starts. And we start living in compensation. We never live in greatness. We start to like compensate. You've seen people with their bad posture. And when that happens, we got to understand the brain and spinal cord that's where the information for your heart, your lung, your liver, your knees, your toes, all has to come from your brain. And it has to go through your spine. So when your spine is out, sub means less, luxation means to dislocate. It's less than a dislocation. Now, most people won't feel it until they have a symptom in crisis. But it's slowly
once again, the build up.
It slowly builds up. Next thing you know, you have a migraine. I have people who have migraines that lose 1 week a month.
Wow.
They're in bed 1 week a month. I have people who have sciatic pain that are in bed for 6 to 8 weeks every time they have an episode. Imagine the time and money. And just like you said, you're going to pay. I have a little quote. It's in there. We're going to cover that. You're going to pay. You're either going to pay on the front end okay, and you pay a little bit at a time, or you're gonna pay on the back end a lot. Time, money, energy, family, crisis, all of this stuff you're going to pay. So let's pay early. So the subluxation happens in our spine, and it reduces our potential of healing. And when you're subluxated, you're wasting so much energy. And we like to take that energy and bring it up here rather than waste it on that.
And I love saying, you know, when you pay the price, eventually the price will pay you. And that's what I say in business.
That's it.
And I'm looking at it right now. You don't pay the price in health. It'll pay you in a very big way in due time.
It will. It's inevitable. And we work with a lot of financial brokers where we live.
Yeah.
They have spent their whole life accumulating wealth. You know what they spend 60% on after?
Yeah.
Their health.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I watch my grandparents, I watch my parents run multiple businesses and even work jobs, and, you know, the saddest part is when you start to become successful, 40, 50, 60 years old, all the money you're utilizing now is repairing your health.
It's repairing your
health. I mean, what's better, taking selfies on the beach at 18, 20, 25, or at 65 years old?
Right.
Yeah. So how would I know I have subluxation and I need to, you know, see a chiropractor?
It's great. I go to a chiropractor for the last 23 years, 3 times in a row.
Although you are a chiropractor.
I practice what I preach. I want my body to function at its best.
Yes.
I want to be in peak performance. Whether I go to the gym or eat organically, those are all good, but I want to stay in peak performance. So the only way to tell is to have a real chiropractor check you. Now, you might look into the mirror and see that your posture is bad, right? One shoulder's higher. Now we have that technology. We all have this forward head posture. All of these build up and accumulate to a misaligned spine, the subluxation. But for somebody to really know, a good chiropractor would really tell you where those subluxations are, if you have them, and what they need to do to get them fixed.
So how does business stress affect your health?
Really great. So I'm in a very business area. We're in Century City, 50,000 people in 4 square blocks, high rises, financial, law, and what stress does is it not only gives us bad posture. People here are sitting behind the computer for 8, 9, 10, up to 12 hours a day.
Yep.
You cannot be that sedate. You cannot sit that long. We weren't designed for that. So these people are sitting for hours on end. It's going to affect your posture. It's going to affect your breathing. Your body's going to start releasing stress hormones. And as great as you think you are, it really doesn't matter in success. You're paying the price on the back end, not knowing that your internal is starting to wear and tear. It doesn't matter what you look on the outside.
Yeah.
We got a lot of great people looking great on the outside, drop dead of a heart attack, stroke.
Yeah.
We heard that this week. So you need to have a coach, right?
Without a doubt.
Just when we have a business coach, we have a relationship coach, you need a health coach. And so that's why we're branching into telemedicine, so we can help people globally as best as we can and help people coach them through their wellness to stay on top of it, so they don't work all this time and accumulate wealth to take that and go doctor to doctor to try to get their health back.
So, I mean, I've got a lot of people from different walks of life, you know, some actually studying right now to be a chiropractor.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, what advice would you give for them? Because people get passionate for a season.
Yep.
You know, they study, they get this 4 to 5 or 6 year degree, and now they want to go out there and work as a chiropractor before they own their own chiropractic, you know, practice. But most importantly, what advice would you give to them? Because people either lose their passion or they start to realize, hey, hold on, I wasn't getting paid what I thought I would. Mm-hmm. Until you open up your own practice, until you build up this client base, until you have that loyalty. Yep. What advice would you give to them?
I've had that same experience, and I love what I do. I'm super passionate about what I do. I love helping people. I was chosen to help people. One of the first things, if you're coming out of school, is find a mentor.
Yeah.
You really, truly need to.
In the chiropractic
yes. world and business world, because sometimes you need it from the inside.
Without a doubt.
Sometimes you need somebody from the outside looking in, because you don't see the blind spots. I I made my biggest mistakes thinking I had it all together. I started my own practice with not much money, and I had to close down within the first 2 years. A lot of the business mistakes that I wasn't taught in school.
Because it is a business, after all. So you have that business brain, plus you have your experience in the back end.
You got your doctor hand, and you got your business hand. And I was super strong here, not strong here. So my recommendation is find somebody you click with. Find a practice that you can relate to, where you get your most juice, and do whatever it takes. And I get it, sometimes the pay doesn't work out. But the education,
experience.
the mentoring, the experience, the knowledge of somebody who's been in practice 20, my mentor has been in practice 35 years. I still call him. And for talking to them and learning and getting you through those challenging times where you're like, man, I'm doing all of this, I'm almost bankrupt. And I hear that from chiropractors all around the country. So that's why we built this facility, to educate. We invite doctors over, students over, we train them. I don't think they get the training in school. So they're always welcome. I mentor, I've been mentored. We have to give it back.
Without a doubt.
I want these kids to succeed. I want the students coming out to really have success. And you know, from somebody who's made all of those mistakes.
And it's sad sad from 2 points. From the student's point, as well as the teacher's point. Number one, the student is under pressure because they want that financial benefit, so they don't do anything for free, and it's easier said than done. Hey, go work for free 2 to 4 years, get the experience, and then maybe you don't have to work a job. Maybe you have to take your experience and start opening up your own practice. And then you have people from the other side who wants to be your mentor but doesn't really have your best interests at heart.
They are, and there's both of that.
So you got to find that real balance, and most importantly, as much as you're authentic, as much as you want to be able to, get advice and, consume as much as you can, you also need to be able to give. And today's world is more of, I want to receive and I want to take, then I want to give. So we're going to shift over to some of Doc's practice, and he's going to take me through a few. So what are we going to do right now?
Well, we're going to check you for subluxation. It's been a month since I've seen you. You've been on like over a dozen flights. You've been to I don't know how many countries since I've seen you.
Traveled the world.
Birthday party, all of that stuff. So
look at my phone.
Looking at your phone. So you're a busy man. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do to just check for subluxations. We'll adjust you. I'm going to do some of what I call my functional neurology to see where your brain is taking on most of the stress, if any, since the last time we saw each other, and we're going to correct that for you today. Once we do that, we're going to work with the laser that we have brought on board, and we're using that laser. I'll talk a little bit more about it later, but to repair all the stress our brain.
So before I get onto that bed, how often do I need to get adjusted?
Now, my job is physical. I believe a lot of people's job is physical. Whether you're moving or you're not, it's still physical. I've been under care about 2 to 3 times a week. It's easy. My best friend's a chiropractor. It's our excuse to see each other. We go, we adjust each other, and we're good to go. But on a maintenance, at least once a month, once a week, depending on your stress level. Some people do better, and then they'll come once every 2 weeks. When you're in crisis, if you've waited to get really, really bad, I'm seeing you 5 to 3 times a week just to get you out of crisis.
Build up.
You've let it build up. It's not small. This just started. Nothing just starts out of nowhere. It's been building. Now you're having a problem. So I might see them 3 times a week until they're relieved, and then I move them from what's called crisis care to corrective care. And I'll move to and then maintenance care, So patient's been with me. My first patient from November 4th, 1999, still with me today.
That's crazy. I was probably like 5 years old. So let's get me adjusted.
Let's go.
That's cool.
Awesome. All right, we're both pink today. That's solid.
I got this whole new look going. I'm not
sure if you recognize it. I like it. Have a seat first. Face that direction.